Hey, I'm Michael.
And I'm Stephanie.
And this is Entrepreneurs Next Door,
a podcast about parenthood, relationships, and entrepreneurship,
where each week we share our journey on how we navigate life as an entrepreneur family.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, what's up? What's up? It is episode number six.
Yes.
All right, we made it. Episode number 6. And as you guys can tell, we have a new setup.
Yeah. We did a little renovation to our podcast room, and I really, really like it. We added some lighting, this really cool backdrop wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I love it. I feel like, we've decided to go all in on this podcast journey and kind of have to do it right. That's always my thing. It's get it right. So we decided to do the uplighting and we had
this vision for it, but I feel like we're finally creating what we had in our mind, and I like it. I think it's us.
Yeah. I think our look is all black and everything.
The black but it looks really good. I like it.
Yeah.
And we're just going to keep getting better and better, so I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. So episode number 6, we wanted it to be about side hustles and kind of our story on what we've done to kind of have that little extra money, right? That little extra buffer so that we can kind of just do a little bit more for the kids, do a little bit more for kind of get to our goals a little bit faster.
Yeah, that's how I feel like we look at it with the side hustles. It's just something that'll get us to our goal faster, and it just helps us with our financials too, and there's nothing wrong with having a little extra money during each month.
Yeah. I mean, so with side hustles, I feel like there's 2 sides of it, or 2 maybe types, right? So you can have a side hustle that's more of a hobby. And then you can also have a side hustle that you treat more like an actual business.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And so we've actually kind of evolved and learned that as we've tried different things.
Yes.
And so let's start with last episode, right? We talked about our COVID story, right? And how we noticed in COVID, a lot of people were starting side hustles, right? It's stuck at home.
Because you're stuck at home, and then also think of it COVID made it financially hard for people because they were laying people off. Everything was getting tight. People lost their jobs because their job required them to be out. All of a sudden, everything shut down. You have to be in your home, so they couldn't go out and work. And so financially, you see yourself in a tight situation because bills still have to be paid, even though the world was shut down.
Yeah.
And so that was a time where everyone started to think what can I do to make more money
from home?
And that's when the whole, I feel like it really did blow up. Small businesses, people started making things in their house, homemade, the cricket. The cricket blew up during COVID. So yeah, just finding things that they can do to make that extra money.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of things.
Yeah. So, let's start from the beginning of our story. So we were talking earlier today at lunch, how I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit. I've always been wanting to start a business and been tried different things, and all because I saw my parents do it. In your case, no entrepreneur background. And we were talking about how you never even thought about owning a business one day, right?
No.
Your path was interpreter, work the
a 9
traditional
to 5.
9 to 5, right? And so let's start from the beginning. We first met. And so what inspired you to want to have a little side hustle and start kind of your own thing?
So I guess from seeing you too, how, not a luxury. It's more comfortable when you have your own business in a way where you can create your own schedule. Even though you have your own business, you're able to do little things like come home for lunch or, work around your schedule. And I thought that was really cool because I was just at home with the kids.
Yeah.
And I thought I want to be able to have a job too and contribute, because there again, I guess my ego is I want to provide too, or I also want to make money.
Yeah. Well, we're just used to working all the time.
Yeah. Just used to working all the time. And so I kind of felt useless being at home and like doing nothing, even though like it's a lot to stay home. But in my little mind, it was like, I need to work, I need to provide. But it was like, how? Because then who takes care of the kids? Right. And so I'm like, what's a way that I can do something, make something that'll make money for myself too, for the family, and I can feel like I'm doing something, you know? Yeah. So I started thinking, and you kind of helped me. For sure.
And I remember those conversations, right? You were just kind of frustrated.
Yeah,
right?
It was hard.
It was like, I'm so used to working all the time, and what do I do now? Like you were saying, like you didn't feel like you were accomplishing anything or contributing, but in reality, you are, and you were. Raising kids is an actual job, but I can totally get that might not seem like it because you are used to a job actually being going to an office and sitting down and doing stuff.
Right. And again, like our lives change so quickly. Once you have kids, it's like, here you go, your kids, and your life just changes, right? Yeah. And so all of a sudden, I'm just at home with the kids, and I've been working since I've been 16. So that was like such a huge frustration at that time. Yeah. That I was like, I need to make money. Yeah. I need to feel like I'm contributing. Mm-hmm. And so that's when we started thinking, like, what can I do? Yeah. So the first kind of side hustle, kind of entrepreneur thing that we tried, I think was Zumba. Right? Zumba Strong. Yeah. So Strong by Zumba. And so I took the course. Yeah. I took the course. It was like an online seminar thing with like other with a big Zumba instructor, I think it was, right? Yeah. And other Zumba instructors, and this was like Zumba and doing like weight lifting, and it was just a cool program. Yeah. And so I did that for like, how long was it? Like a 2-day thing online? I can't remember.
Yeah, 1 or 2 days.
But I got my certificate and everything. Yeah. And it was awesome because I'm like, okay, this is good, because that's when you had the gym at the time, and we were gonna incorporate this class into the gym. So then it's like, it's still at the gym. We still have that convenience of like having it be within us, but I'm still also feeling like I'm doing something because I'll be teaching my own thing. Class. Yeah.
Right when you did that course, I remember you were super excited.
Yeah, I was.
And again, like we talked about last week, it was like our gym was like on the rise. Like we were doing pretty good. People were coming in. Everyone was having a good time. And right around that time was when COVID hit. So then we were about to launch the class, and then COVID hit. And so the next kind of project and side hustle that we saw come up was the
Color Street. That's like the nails. Yeah. And that's when COVID hit. We were all in the house. And again, that frustration of mine, it's like seeing how, like, because things did get tight, right? Like for everyone. So it's like, what can I do to also feel like I'm doing something? And then I saw this Color Street. It's like it is an MLM. MLM, is that how you say it? Yeah. It's one of those things where like, you have someone above you and you're just selling like these nail strips. Yeah. And the nail salons were closed, remember? Right. So I was like, this is going to be good because no one can go get their nails done.
And it was really good for a bit.
It was,
It was so popular. Like I had never seen or heard Color Street.
No.
And literally within a couple months, just started popping up on Facebook all the time. Blew up. And you did really good, actually. You
didn't I get like a award?
So in an MLM, in a traditional MLM, there's like tiers, right? And they're like platinum, bronze, and silver. It's like the more people and revenue you make for the company, there's different awards and stuff. And within like a month or two, like you jumped up to like a certain tier. I don't know what it was called.
They call it stylist. I don't know what it was, but they sent me something in the mail.
Super stylist or something. And you got like a pin or something,
little pin, yeah. But then again, like I felt so good because I'm like, oh wow, this is cool, right? Yeah. It's kind of like what I was craving, what I was wanting. But again, it was just like for that time being.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and it was fun. I remember you were making like live videos and giveaways and posting.
Yeah. When you have like kids, I always talk about it. It's just so hard to feel yourself again, to feel like you're contributing. And I feel like Color Street really pushed me to get out of my comfort zone. Yeah. Like you said, I was making lives. Never would I have imagined I would go on a live on Facebook, but people liked it.
Right.
And I got to meet so many new people, make friends with like new people that I never, like, people were supporting me that I didn't even know who they were.
Yeah.
But they were buying from me, and I'm like, this is so cool. And I felt like it filled that little gap at that moment that I was feeling. It was nice.
Yeah. No, that was awesome. And then from there, we tried the cricket.
The cricket, yeah.
Yeah. And so that was so COVID.
It was so COVID.
It was more towards the end of COVID.
Christmas time. We started to see a lot of people do like manual, because again, you're researching, trying to see like what can you do.
And again, the cricket, same thing, just blew up. Everyone was getting a cricket.
Yeah.
And we tried different things with that. The first one was the Starbucks.
Oh, the Starbucks cups. Yeah. I did like the custom Starbucks cups with the cricket. And that also, I had, again, like these amazing people that I had never met were buying from me from the Color Street. They were also coming to me for these cups, and it was Christmas time, remember?
Yeah.
And people were ordering it as gifts. And so that was really cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, it was, and it also helped you learn a little bit about business, right? And, because a lot of times when I would come home, I would explain to you like what's going on, marketing and sales and this and that. Sometimes you wouldn't really get it.
I had no idea.
Yeah, but when you started your own business, like, oh yeah, I do have to post, I have to make sales and transactions.
There's a lot more to it than what you see on the outside. And it was good. I learned a lot because, again, I've never, like in my family, no one's an entrepreneur and has their own business. I wasn't able to see that side. So this was cool to learn something new. And yes, it helped me understand you on a different level.
I like that.
It was nice.
And recently... you took another course.
I did. I took a balloon course, and that was pretty cool too.
Yeah. So it was a 2-day thing. What was that like?
It was really nice. Because we had kids, I kind of had during that whole COVID era, it was hard because I had Sophie, and then we decided to have Mikey, so I had to stop for a bit. But now I'm like, I want to continue with my cricket, but add the balloons, which I've been wanting to do for so long. And so we saw this girl, she's really good at what she does, and I took a course from her, and I was able to learn again more about, she taught us like the marketing side, how to do the balloons, and
and what is it exactly? Like what was it for exactly?
For like to do balloon garlands. Okay. So now
that's like on the backdrops.
Yeah, stuff, like that's on the backdrops. Do like balloon bouquets. We have a photo booth, which is what you do, and so I just wanted to add this onto what you have on the side. There's nothing wrong with the side hustle. I think the more the merrier, and I really wanted this to be like an add-on to what you do, so you learn a lot. Yeah,
I like that. So like I said in the beginning, I think we have different views on side hustles and different views on many things. But with the side hustles, like you said right now, there's nothing wrong with doing many things. And I've kind of learned recently that it's really the opposite. It's really going all in on one thing because, each business, like if you're treating it as a business, right? So if we talk about your story and what we just talked about, like you did the cricket and Color Street and different things, and I feel like those were hobbies, right? Yeah. Now with the balloon business, we talked about it being more of a business, right? And treating it more like a full-time business, right? Still a side hustle, right? Because it's not our main income.
Right.
But still treating it as a business versus a hobby. So with my story, it was like I started with DJing. So I was DJing since I was like 15. Started with clubs and like nightclubs and then weddings, sweet 16s and all that. And that was like my first thing. And then from there I did like martial arts. I did, went into like marketing and a whole bunch of other things, right? But what I realized is that each one of those like businesses, because for me, I didn't really treat them as a side hustle. I treated all of them like a business.
Very seriously.
Yeah. And in order to grow a business like fully and like really like scale, all of those components that we talked, like sales, marketing, customer service, and like everything that a business involves, like all those million things that you have to do for the business, you really have to do for all of them equally, right? So like even marketing itself, like, with marketing nowadays, we're posting reels, we're doing these podcasts.
Yeah.
And so in reality, all of these businesses need the same type of marketing attention. And you see now, like just social media posting and like creating content and all of that takes a while, right? It takes a lot of time. So imagine doing that for like the martial arts and the summer camp and the photo booth. And so you saw like a couple months ago, we decided like, hey, we have too much going on.
Yeah.
I was getting way too stressed out. And so I decided to drop and delegate. Luckily, I have my brother. So he took over the DJ and photo booth side. Summer camp, we have another team for that.
Yeah.
And so now we're 100% all in on martial arts. So my view on side hustles now is not necessarily doing more. And that's really what I learned. Like, my upbringing was do everything, do more. And so that's why I went in on all these businesses, but it takes a lot out of you to really grow it, because at some point they will all get stuck, right? You won't level up in any of them. And so yeah, like with side hustles, my view on it is like go all in on one. And once that business is really, set and you're 100%, then move on to the next thing.
Yeah, because I did, and we did talk about it. It just got to the point where it was too much, right? And so you kind of have to sit down and see, okay, what is actually not a hobby and what I can, because the whole purpose of a side hustle is to create extra income, right? And so if you have so many businesses, it's like, are you really getting that extra income? Because you're everywhere.
Yeah.
And so that's why with all like my stuff that I had, all the side hustles that I had, what I think is I always want more. So what is actually going to bringing more money? What am I going to profit more off of? So I also had to learn to like let go of Color Street, the Zumba, not for now. And then it was like, okay, with the Cricut, what can I do to actually maximize and make profit out of something? So that's when I'm like, okay, I think I'm gonna stick to the balloons. Yeah. And have the cups and my craft be more of my hobby, right? Right. Because we all need something to just.
Yeah. Yeah. Side hustles are great if you think of it as a hobby, like, little side things here and there. But in order to grow anything, I think got to go 100% all in. Right. Yeah. And we talked about too recently when you went to the course, like you said, you guys were talking about like how those little Cricut designs and things are not really profitable at the end of the day, right? Yeah. Because it takes like tons of time to like weed and like put all these things on, and you're selling them for like $10-$20, so you make like $5 on it,
That's another word that I didn't know. What is it? Your margins, right? Like that word has stuck with me. I never knew what a margin was, but now when we talk, it's like, what are your margins, right? It's like how much you make off of an item after like the cost of the item itself, right? Right. And so I had to learn that like, well, the cups, am I really making much out of it? Not really. So let me try something else that I can make profit off of. So yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. So that's our story.
Yes.
We want to hear about your story.
Yeah. What side hustles do you guys have at home? Yeah. Any small businesses? You guys can comment them down below so we can support one another, because that's also what it is. It's building a community to help one another. And so comment down below what your side hustle is, what your small business is. Yeah. We'll check it out. Yeah. Or if you started something during COVID, let us know. Comment. This will be up on Spotify, on YouTube, anywhere podcasts are streamed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Yes. Forget what all of them are. Share. And also, guys, thank you so much for the support. Like in the beginning, we were talking the other day. It's like,
it's hard to keep doing these when we think like, is
No one's
anyone really watching?
Yeah.
But I know there's a lot of you guys watching. A lot of you guys been messaging and reaching out.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate all the love and support. And now that we have our studio finalized, we want to invite you, if you are a parent entrepreneur, to come to our show, right?
Yes.
And so we are here in Denellen, New Jersey, and we have a whole studio set up, and we would love to invite couples in to chat about your story, your journey, how you navigate life as a parent entrepreneur. And yeah, so reach out, message us, comment below if you'd like to be on the podcast.
Yes.
All right. I think that's it for today, guys.
That's it.
Thank you so much for watching. Take care.
Bye.